Hello, this is a supplement of the first video, mainly talking about my comprehension concerning team development and my summarization of some projects. After experiencing some projects, I have concluded some important points in team development. I hope we can become better and better. Before we start a new project, the first job we usually do is to build a series of development standards, including naming conventions and material format, such as how to name variables, methods, and files. This will help programmers understand each other's code efficiently. The second key point is to build a flexible program frame for the whole software development. I believe this is the most important point in team development, because a flexible program frame with clear code logic and clear hierarchical structure will largely reduce trouble in the whole development process. Especially in China, even though we have signed a commercial contract, my customers usually say that I don't like this function. Please remove this. Zhengnian, I have a good idea. You need to add this function. In fact, before we finish the first demo, customers usually don't know whether the ideas are satisfied or not. Under such a circumstance, without a flexible program frame, we will have to rewrite large amount of code in the middle or final stage. Even worse, we will rewrite the whole project. How do I define a flexible frame? In Xcode, I usually use model view controller as the main design pattern in my projects. In this way, I can clearly separate data hierarchy, UI hierarchy, and controller hierarchy from the whole frame. In Unity, it is much easier for us to understand the program frame because, exactly speaking, Unity is scene-oriented rather than object-oriented. The first job for Unity development is to determine how many scenes we need to create. If we use only one scene, the program frame is clear. If we use a couple of scenes, we need to create a global game object to interact with each scene, and each scene has its own independent controller to deal with data. The third key point is clear modularization. In fact, MVC pattern is already with clear modularization, but in more complex projects, we can separate many small independent modules from M, V, and C respectively. In this way, we can ensure good readability and flexibility, and it is very convenient for management. For example, Array questionnaire system, register app. There are 6 modules: HTTP protocol, UDP communication, QR code, string verification, controller module, and UI module. Every module works independently, and the controller module is responsible for interacting with other modules. The fourth key point is to keep stability. No matter what projects we do, stability is the most important requirement for software. In my experience, about 90% of bugs I have met is from null pointer. So it is necessary for us to pay more attention to instance allocate and release. The next part of the talk is the flaws in Victory Power. In fact, this was a dangerous project, because we had only 45 days to finish this project and our customer changed the requirement for so many times. One of my dissatisfied points was the effects of cars. Although we had spent much time on automation that we had added fractional effect, multiple car pane, real-time and static QMap. Nevertheless, the final effect didn't make me satisfied in comparison with demos developed on Quest 3D. And there were some flaws, such as small white lights in the surface of some cars. I know this problem is from the shader of the car, and I think there's something wrong in the Fresnel algorithm. Another dissatisfied point was the large resource consumption. If CPU is worse than i7 3770 and graphic card is worse than GTX 650, sometimes big game objects are loaded slowly at the loading stage of each scene. In fact, this is caused by the lack of dynamic loading and release an excessively large model size. Some car models in the project have more than 2 million faces. This problem is caused by the communication problem, because these models were from Array's model and they didn't know what models we needed. The last problem is that the main screen and the minor screen was sometimes out of sync, as you can see in the first video. Sometimes the minor screen was a little late. In fact, this was caused by the lack of feedback in the communication module. I know to finish a perfect project, we need much time to deal with large amount of details. But in China, we usually don't have such much time. To tell the truth, in my opinion, the Victory Power displayed in the car exhibition is only 85% complete. In the final stage, we worked day and night for 10 consecutive days. That day, we finished the final edition just 3 hours before the car exhibition began. God blessed us. The stability was guaranteed, but still there were some details we had not enough time to deal with. We are a young team, and I think all above is basic knowledge for team development. But if we keep them in heart and do it, we will be a good team.